Right here, best. Runs on me. Like, yeah.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. How are you all doing?
We are fantastic.
All right.
Our first gentleman on the list, Mr. Baca, he refused.
Okay.
And we are ready whenever you are.
I'm ready.
Alrighty.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Nicholas Legarda Machado.
Thank you. 2 bags, 7 bags. 1.
Okay, Mr. Machado, I am seeing you this morning on charges of shoplifting and drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and I'll advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, I saw that you're being held on a felony probation matter. You're being held without bond on that. And so you'll be seen separately in Superior Court regarding that hold, I would guess sometime next week. As to these new misdemeanor charges, I'm just going to order a $250 cash bond, order that you not return to the incident location, and you'll have a video review on December 24th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Do you understand all of that?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Mention. We'll have to stay promise.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
John Charles Camper III.
Mr. Kemper, I'm seeing you this morning on some new charges of DUI and DUI drug.
I went to the hospital and they tested me for all that and it's negative on all of it. So I don't understand.
All right. Well, I think what'll happen is they'll take the blood sample and it'll go to the crime lab and they'll run it there. So you are presumed innocent and you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm also seeing you, sir, on a old warrant that you have out of justice court for driving on a suspended license, failure to stop at the scene of an accident, Those are from 2020, and then failure to appear in court.
Those I also got taken care of because I just got my license last year for the first time ever. So I would have had to got them taken care of to get a license. So I don't understand why that keeps coming up.
Yeah, I don't have answers to that, but you're gonna have to go to court to figure that out.
All right.
So I'm gonna order, $250 cash or secured bonds in each of the two cases, so it'll be $500 cash or secured total. I'm ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen on Monday by video. That's December 16th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's in Pima County Justice Court. If you were to post those bonds, you need to get to Justice Court on Monday at 1 o'clock or warrants will issue for your arrest. I'm going to also appoint Caitlin Waters to represent you there.
All right.
You understand, sir?
Yep.
All right, you're excused.
Okay, Cortez.
Hello,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
my name is Emiliano D. Cortez.
Mr. D. Cortez, I'm seeing you because you have an old warrant out of Sahuarita for being under 21 with alcohol.
Right.
Did you know that that was pending, that you needed to take care of that?
So I didn't know that it was pending. Around that time, 2021, I remember going to the facility out in Saurita, but it was during the COVID era. So then that was where everything was kind of over Zoom. But yes, I do remember handling that, and then I remember paying a fine. And also, there was like a couple other follow up. Um, I guess
Hearing?
court appearances.
Huh?
Yeah, hearings. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I had went to those, and then after that, I kind of just didn't even know that there was anything else. I never got sent anything. There was never ever no follow up.
Okay.
But I did pay the fine, and then over the course of what has this been like 3-4 years, I have not had any run in with the police or anything. So I kind of just never knew. I never knew that I even had that warrant pending, so it's kind of just all brand new to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm going to release you on your promise to appear in court. Apparently, there was some obligation that you missed, and so the warrant issued. But you're going to just need to get to go back to Sahuarita Municipal Court. Your hearing isn't until January. It's going to be January 7th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it. You need to make sure that you get to that hearing. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate it.
And let me just ask you, are you still is Red Shank Drive still your address?
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, very good. You're excused.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You too. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
James Manuel Garcia.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of DUI, reckless driving, endangerment, operating with suspended registration, and failure to obtain current registration. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a minute. Is pretrial services on the line?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it says he was uncooperative. Is it possible at all to find out whether or not he's got any prior history of DUI? Or would we need to continue the hearing to tonight so that you can find that out?
That is the preference, yes, Your Honor, just so that we can, if that's something that you want us to do.
Okay. All right, well, I think that's gonna be, we need to know that to find out whether or not it's appropriate to release him. So,
It's,
so I'm
do you
gonna,
mind? My bad. Oh, do you mind if I speak?
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I honestly have no other record other than when I was probably charged for like when I was 17 for I think it was like possession with the intent to sell for marijuana, and that's probably about the only charges. I haven't been in no running with no police until today. I mean, I don't know if you do you want to go along with trying to figure it out, but that's like my prior history. Other than that, anytime I've ever been in trouble was as a juvenile. But yeah,
And how old are you now?
I'm 25 years old. I was say probably about 2017, 18, around there. That's the last time I've ever been in trouble or ever had any run-in with the police. Out of honestly, today was probably just a really stupid decision. Obviously, it probably.
All right, I don't want you to say anything else because I don't want you to incriminate yourself, but. All right, I'll order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand those orders?
So, this license right now, obviously, me be getting in trouble. Is that gonna like suspend it or something?
Probably, but I don't know what the status of your license is, so you need to figure that out. All right.
Okay.
It's probably just better at this point if you don't drive right now.
No, 100%. Yeah, obviously.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and
I
then
understand.
you need to be in Pima County Justice Court on January 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. All right?
So you said January 3rd when?
January 3rd at 1:30. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. You're excused, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Go back up here.
Yeah. Do it on this one. Thank you. I gave him the wrong date. Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Michelle Christine White.
Miss Hoyt, I'm seeing you on a few different matters. You've got a new charge of shoplifting, and then you've got a number of files out of Tucson City Court. It looks like there is a new charges from a few days ago, December 10th. Also shoplifting, criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, and resisting arrest. And then you've got warrants for shoplifting from August 8th of this year. Shoplifting, criminal trespass from 2021. And then there's a note that you've got 3 more files in addition to those. All right. So one of these is the new one is now going to be handled out of Pima County Justice Court.
Okay.
I'm going to order. I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond on that matter. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you in Justice Court. Order that you not return to that incident location. And you'll have a video review on Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's for your justice court matter. So if you were to post the bonds, you would need to get to justice court on Monday at 1 o'clock, or warrant can issue for your arrest. And then on all of your city court matters, I'll order another $250 cash or secured bond. I'll order to represent you there. And if you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on December 24th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to bond out, you would need to get to city court January 14th at 9:30 in the morning. Do you understand all
Why is
that?
that? Yeah, why is that one so far out?
Your video hearing is the 24th. So it's in 10 days if you're still in custody. But if you post the
Okay.
bond, then you wouldn't go to court until January.
Okay.
All right? You're going to get paperwork with all of that information on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Your excuse.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Jennifer King.
Ms. King, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of disorderly conduct and public nuisance. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to order, ma'am, that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond in this matter. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And you'll have a video review on Monday, the 16th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you are still in custody, if you post that bond, you would need to get to justice court on Monday at 1 o'clock. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you.
I have my own attorney. Can I use them?
What's that?
I had my own attorney,
Okay.
Lawrence G.
All right. Well, if you hire him in this case, then he'll let the court
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Okay, I've already spoken to him. Yes.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Your
Okay,
excuse.
thank you.
Yola,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Mandola.
Mr. Mendiola, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of shoplifting, refusing to provide your truthful name, and false reporting to law enforcement. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint Robin Ald to represent you. I'm gonna order that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you not return to the incident location. And if you're still in custody, you'll be seen on Monday by video. That's the 16th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in justice court. If you were to be released, if you post that bond, I think that you are going to go to federal custody. But if you end up out of custody, you would need to get to justice court on Monday at 1 o'clock, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. So it's gonna be a $250 bond.
Right, but as far as I can see, I think you've got a federal hold. So I think if you posted that bond, you would get transferred to the federal custody.
Either way, how long would it take for the marshals to come pick me up?
I can't answer that. I don't know. All right, your excuse, sir.
Redondo,
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Bethany Renee Redondo.
Miss Redondo, I am seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, assault, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look at your paperwork. Right, so ma'am, pretrial services did not speak with the alleged victim, your husband, so I don't know what his position is as to whether or not he wants to have contact with you and whether or not you can return home at this time, but they did speak with your mother and she said that you can go stay with her if need be. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And I'm not going to make any orders at this time, but if you were to go home and or speak with your husband and he does not want to have contact with you or and doesn't want you to stay at the home, you need to go somewhere else, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then you need to be in Green Valley Justice Court on December 26th at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. You are going to get paperwork with that information on it, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're excused. You're welcome. Hey, sir, can you get your full name, please?
This is Ivan Acosta.
Mr. Acosta, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of domestic violence assault. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. A warrant can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty for you at this time. Looks like pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, your girlfriend, so I don't know what her position is. Your mother did speak with pretrial though and said that you could reside with her if need be. So, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And I'm going to order that you have no contact at this time with Eileen. I will put in the order that you can have telephonic, you share children, right?
Yes.
I'm going to put in the order that you can have telephonic contact just regarding the children. But I don't want you to go to the residence at this time. I'm going to put in my order that you can return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So you would take my order to the nearest police station and have them go with you to get your things. All right. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're excused, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Good morning. Steven Barrota.
I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and assault. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest, and if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas for you at this time. Pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, Samuel, who is also in custody. He said that he does not object to your release from custody, that he is not going to be remaining at the shared residence, and he does want to have contact with you. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes,
Yep.
just possibility if to have an earlier date, I do start a new job that specific date.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, that's my first day on my first my new job.
Get you a different date. That is Million State. Yes. All right. Can we do one like the previous week? No. Okay, okay. So I can set it out to the 28th, the next week, but or I can just leave it as is and you can contact the court and see if you can have it moved up. I apparently can't move it up.
Like a week before.
Right, I can't do that. But if you call the court, it's possible that the judge will approve that.
Okay, I'll do that.
You want to do that? So we're just gonna leave it then for January 21st, and you're gonna contact the court about that, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. You're excused. You too. Hey, sir, give me just a moment, please. All right, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Matthew Daniel Clayton.
Mr. Clayton, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. So pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, Rochelle. She wants to have contact with you, does not oppose your release from custody. However, it seems that you were staying at a shelter with her, correct?
Yes.
So I don't think that you can return to that shelter at this time. So you're gonna have to go somewhere else. All right. All right, so I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence and that you not return to the incident location. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon. And you also have a failure to appear for some animal charges from last year. And so you'll be seen when you go to court on that matter as well, all right?
Okay.
But you need to make sure that you get to that hearing or warrants will issue for your arrest, okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. You're excused. Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Angel Estrella Garate.
All right, I am seeing you because you have a warrant out of Tucson City Court for a DUI from 2020. It looks
Yeah.
like the warrant issued in 2022 because you still had things that you needed to do and they haven't gotten done. So what's going on?
I think the only thing I started the breathalyzer last year and car broke down and I couldn't fix it. And so I started it again this year, and I believe the only thing I needed to do was connect the breathalyzer again.
All right. Have you been making payments towards your fines and fees?
Yes, I did one about through Arizona MVD.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it looks like the warrant issued in 2022, it says that you hadn't shown proofs of, you know, attending your classes and whatever it was that you needed to do. And then there was some issue with making payments. I'm going to order that you be released, sir, but you need to get to city court to talk to them about what it is that you need to get done still. All right. So that is going to be on January 10th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with Judge Mayhew. You're going to get paperwork with that information. Make sure you get to that hearing. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Anthony Lewis Hunt.
Mr. Hunt, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of domestic violence failure to comply with court order. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney and your order to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I am going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time. And I understand that we have the victim on the line that wishes to be heard. Ma'am, can I get your full name, please? Okay, if you're muted, you need to press *6 on your phone. Oh, there you are.
Welcome
Hi.
here now.
Yes, thank you. Can I get your name,
Hi.
please?
Taylor Aaron.
Okay, and what would you like me to know, ma'am?
I'm concerned about the release because he sat outside my house last night for 5 hours when there's the order of protection instead of just, going somewhere else. So he's been in a situation before with other domestic or other order of protections. He's done all the domestic violence classes, so I'm just worried it's going to escalate once he gets released. So I don't know how that happens or how any of this works, but.
Okay, and can you fill me in on what's going on? You share children, right?
Yes, we share children. It's been, kind of over a year of going to court to do different, classes and drug tests and things like that. So our most recent thing was we did supervised visits, and we did a supervised visit Thursday, and we have an order from Superior Court with family law. And there it states that the facility that did the supervised visits will transition into unsupervised parenting time once all the reports are submitted. And the reports haven't been submitted to the judge or reviewed. So yesterday he texted me saying he's going to be here at 5:30. He's going to call the cops. And that's what he did. So he called the cops. He was parked in front of my residence and he called the cops, but he moved back in like a house away. Maybe thinking that wouldn't violate the order. I'm not sure, but.
I was told by the 911 dispatcher to move and wait for the police to come.
Okay.
There's a
So-
mix and match of the orders that go along with that, and I'm confused as what to do, and I think we just really need to go and see the judge again.
Okay, but
We have this hearing January 23rd.
what happened on January 23rd?
That's your next court date.
So right. So we're supposed to have unsupervised visits from now until January 23rd once the facility submits the reports to the judge. But they just haven't done that yet. And they said they'll be ready Wednesday.
Okay.
So, but he has a history of other things. So I'm just concerned of what's going to happen. Is he going to
Right.
try to get the kids from their school or different things?
So currently you have an order of protection, ma'am, right? Does that order of protection have any language in it that allows him to have any kind of contact with you or be anywhere near the residence? Or is that still active, excluding him from any contact and not being anywhere near the residence?
He wanted me at the residence.
Ma'am,
That's her choice.
no, I wasn't asking you, sir. Ma'am?
The only one I have is still that one, and that's what the officers could sign too. They couldn't
Right.
see where there was any amendments or anything done through Superior Court.
Okay. All right. So, sir, I'm going to release you, but I just want to be really clear about what needs to happen for the next month. Okay. Because right now, with the order of protection in place, that puts you in a situation where you're breaking the law if you have contact with her. And you need to get into family court to deal with that because it sounds to me like even if that it sounds to me like
The
they're
family court law says you can have contact.
right. I was gonna get to that. I understand that there may be conflicting orders at this point, but the fact of the matter is there's an active order of protection that the cops are going to look at and they're going to arrest you on it because you're in violation of it.
You told me last night and then they explained it. I understand.
So I'm telling you right now that is going to trump until that is cleared off the books. That's what's there. And so, it sounds like it's just going to be a month until you get in front of the judge and you can talk to the judge about this conflicting order now and try and deal with that order of protection.
Submit a thing tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Monday, for a clarification. Maybe he
Right.
can amend it within it. So
Okay.
I'll do that for the time being and just leave it at that.
And so, yeah, so let's make sure that there's no contact. You're not going to the residence until you hear from a judge that order of protection is now lifted and you can have some kind of contact. All right.
Yes.
You need clarification on that. So, all right. So I'm going to order. Here's going to be my orders. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence and that you have no contact of any kind at this time with Miss Aaron, and that you not go to her residence. All right. And
So just to be clear, I'm missing out on my kids' birthdays. The Christmas that we had already agreed upon and all that, now that is all no. I just want to make sure before I go in and go destroy my parents' hearts, and my heart. So I just want to know before I go in there that yes, that is no. Now that we have made those agreements with each other and she doesn't want that, then we're going on further from this. That's all I really want to know, so that way I'm not confused about it.
so there is just nothing that I can do today about that order of protection. I can't, that's not in front of me. I can't deal with that. And it is there. And so the best thing I can tell you right now so that you aren't in violation of that is to get in front of the judge, however you need to do that. There's emergency, petitions that you can file. I can't give you legal advice, but Okay.
So I'll just follow that and take care of it that way.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Then your next hearing, your hearing in city court is going to be January 13th at 10 o'clock in the morning. When did you say your next hearing in Superior Court is? 23rd. Okay, so this is January 13th at 10 o'clock with Judge Hale in City Court. All right, and you're going to get paperwork with that information on it.
Why would it be city court when it was Superior?
No, this
Who
one is,
issued?
this is on the
This one's for this.
this is
Okay.
for the failure to comply with the court order.
Just TBD. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you, sir, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
My name is Priscilla Mugo.
Great, ma'am. I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of disorderly conduct, domestic violence offense. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. A warrant can issue for your arrest, and if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time. I'm going to order that you be released on your I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. Pretrial services did speak with your with the alleged victim, Victor. He did not object to your release, said that you two do not live together, and he does want to have further contact with you. All right. So your hearing will be in Tucson City Court on January 23rd at 9:30 in the morning. You need to get to that hearing or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that?
Yeah, but I have a question. So I have my stuff over there. So can I go and get it? Because my car is there and also all my stuff is over there.
Yep, that's no problem. Yeah, I'm not making any no contact order, so you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. And so the thing is, I just want to say, because that was crazy. I'm the one who called the cops because.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do about the case today. You're going to have to talk to the judge about it when you go in front of the judge in January. Okay. Today I'm just deciding release, and you're getting released, and you're getting your next court date.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have to go to the court. Can I have something so you guys can just dismiss?
You need to
the
go.
case, or I have to go to the court?
You have to go to the court.
Okay. And what was the date you said?
You're going to get that paperwork.
Hello, ma'am.
Can I get your full name?
Alberto Rivera Murillo Jr.
Mr. Murillo, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, failure to comply with a court order, and preventing the use of a telephone in an emergency. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. And I am going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, that you have no contact of any kind with Gianna Lopez, that you not go to her residence, workplace, contact her on the phone, or any other form of contact. I will put in my order that you can go back to the residence one time with a law enforcement escort so that you can get your personal belongings. So if you post that bond, you would take my order to the nearest police station and have them go with you to get your things. Your hearing will be in Tucson City Court on December 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you're in custody, it'll be by video. If you post that bond, you need to get to Tucson City Court on that date and time, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Understand, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hi, Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new charges from yesterday of speeding and racing on a highway. And then you've also got charges from March 20th of this year, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, assault, criminal damage, and another count of conduct. And then I see that you've got cases pending in Tucson City Court, domestic violence cases, and you were just in court, it looks like, on the 4th.
I was in court yesterday.
Oh, right. And then you've got the felony. I was going to ask you about that. So what happened in court yesterday?
Just did a 3-year probation, and I was supposed to go Monday and do my probation sign up, and then
All right.
that's why I'm just kind of confused when
All
they
right.
told me that I was arrested on March. That's why I was kind of confused because in July, that's the only thing I remember them picking me up at work, and that was it.
Okay. Yeah. So that was just an old charge that for some reason they haven't seen you on it before. I don't know if they didn't arrest you on it, if it was just called in and then you never got arrested. And so
Yeah.
that's why I'm seeing you for the first time now on that.
Yeah.
So let me just arraign you on the new charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time, and advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest, and if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So let me ask you this, sir. On your probation terms, are you ordered to have no contact with Leticia?
Yeah, so all of them are no contact.
Okay.
Till for the city courts, I remember it's till 2026.
Yeah.
And then I think it's in July as well. For this one, it just started yesterday, so that's
Okay.
my first day of probation was yesterday
Okay.
morning.
And where are you living?
I'm living with my grandfather, but I go back to my grandfather's, my grandma's. They're kind of right next to each other.
All right. All right. So what I'm going to do, sir, since you were just in court on your city court matters 10 days ago, so you're obviously taking care of that, and then you're going to start your felony probation now. I'm going to order that you be released on all of your city court matters on your promise to appear in court there. I am ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact of any kind with Leticia.
Good question, Your Honor. When you said no driving without a valid driver's license, does that mean as of right now is my license suspended? Or?
I don't know. That's up to MVD. So you need to be really careful about that and find out from MVD whether or not your license is suspended.
So as of right now, don't drive at all. Just be safe.
That would be the safest thing for you to do at this point. All right. And if you do end up driving, if you do have a valid driver's license and you do end up driving, don't drive like you were driving last night. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Car's towed, so
Okay. All right. So your hearing in Tucson City Court is going to be January 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it, right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. You're excused. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Ann Swift.
Ms. Swift, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of obstruction for refusing to give your truthful name and driving on the wrong way of the highway. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. I see, ma'am, that you're being held on a felony probation hold. You're being held without bond on that. You'll be seen separately for that in Superior Court, I would guess sometime next week. As to these charges, I'm going to order that you be released, and you'll have a video review on December 24th at 1:45 if you're still in custody. All right? All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Before I do all that, Your Honor, I just want to let you know I've been inhumanely treated in here. My aunt, my jugular vein right here has been cut off for like 4 to 5 hours. I felt like I was about to lose my arm. So I just want to put that on the record. Here's the wounds right here.
All right, sir. Let's put your shirt back on, please.
I just wanted you to know that because I still haven't received no medical attention. I just got some sandals. I don't have a cover in here or nothing. I've been in a cold ass room all day.
All right, sir. I'm
I
seeing.
just want to put that on record, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of criminal trespass and obstruction for refusing to give your true name. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Sir, where are you living right now?
Right now, I'm living with a friend of mine.
Oh, where's that?
Tucson.
But do you have an address?
No, I really don't even remember the address.
All right.
I just got down here yesterday. But all I need is paperwork, and I'll come prove my innocence and everything, Your Honor. I just need my paperwork and things like that.
Well, I want to make sure that you don't go back to the incident location where you were arrested from.
Oh,
All right. All right, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And ordering that you do not return to that incident location. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
you said January when?
January 16th, you're going to get paperwork with that information. All right?
Okay.
Right, you're excused. Sir.
Okay. I'm like,
Hello.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Samuel Jimenez.
Mr. Jimenez, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and unlawful imprisonment. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, I saw the other party from this incident earlier. You guys both told pretrial services that you want to have contact and neither of you objected to release. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. You're going to need to be in city court on January 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand? All right, your excuse, sir.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Welcome. And good morning, councils.
Morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's not the same difference.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Garcia.
Hi, Mr. Garcia. I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new felony charge of aggravated assault on a peace officer, and then you've got a new misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct, and then you've got 18 files in Tucson City Court that are in warrant status right now. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. State's asking for a $10,000 bond given the history here. And I'm obviously going to hold him on a bond on the misdemeanor files. Did defense want to be heard?
Your Honor, I just don't believe 10,000 is necessary. He appears to be unemployed. I don't know anything about his financial history or his housing, but I think 10,000 is excessive for the one felony charge.
All right, I'll order a $5,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. And a preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 24th. And then on the city court matters, or I'm going to arraign you on the new charge. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty and advise you that you have the right to an attorney. I'm going to reappoint Gary Grinkowicz to represent you there in city court. And you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. On those matters, I'm going to order a $2,500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you not return to that incident.
Can you just send me to prison already?
you're gonna get to go talk to the judge. Judge Blue is gonna see you in city court on December 19th at 1:45 in the afternoon.
How do you get to do it before you can tell me what kind of criminal I am? I was just being a press parade.
All right, sir, that's all. You're excused.
Hello. Just a moment, Your Honor. All right, we're ready, Your Honor.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good.
Liz Cunningham?
All right, Miss Cunningham, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You did get arrested on felony charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of prescription only drug. However, the state has moved to dismiss those charges without prejudice. So I'm going to go ahead and dismiss those, and you'll be released as to those charges. And then you've got a couple of warrants. You've got a warrant out of Justice Court for a shoplifting from July 10th of this year. And then you've got a warrant out of Tucson City Court for a criminal trespass from 2022. I am going to release you on those charges, but you have to get to your court date. So you're going to have a court date in Justice Court and one in City Court. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'd like to extract any statements that I had today or anything having to do with those charges. Thank you.
All right, so on your Justice Court matter, I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear. I'm ordering that you not return to that incident location. And you need to be in Justice Court on January 13th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork with all of this information on it. Just make sure that you get to these hearings, okay?
Okay.
And then on your city court case, I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear, that you not go to that incident location. And your hearing in city court will be January 9th at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you. Have a nice day and
You
happy
too.
holidays. Thank you.
You'll get it. Right.
Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Yes, it's Lavera Elsina Franklin.
All right, Miss Franklin, I am seeing you this morning because you have a warrant for felony charges of stalking and aggravated harassment. The stalking is alleged to have occurred February 12th of this year. The aggravated harassment is alleged to have occurred on June 21st of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. State is asking for a $50,000 bond, which is the amount that was on the warrant. And the state provided some information on their recommendation that I'm reading now. All right, I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, we're actually asking that you release her to pretrial services. I spoke with Ms. Franklin before the hearing. As you noted, these charges are from over 6 months ago, almost a year ago on the first one. She hasn't picked up anything since. Her last prior is from 2002. She doesn't have any violent priors. She's been a Tucson resident for 44 years, so she has ties to the community. She also has her own place. She has animals that live there with her. She's going to school and she takes care of a couple elderly women as her employment. She doesn't have any contact with the victim, and I think that's clear based on the lack of any new charges within the last 6 months. So for those reasons, Your Honor, we're asking that you give her a chance on pretrial services. I don't have any information as to why this was a warrant and not a summons.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, your recommendation says that the order of protection was served on 6/10 of 24.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and then you have information that she continued to have contact after that date?
Yes, and that's in regards, so the information I provided in the rec was more of the lead up that the victim reported being harassed by her since 2017, 2018. There was tracking, the victim's tires were slashed, the car place found tracking devices on the vehicle. Right after that occurred, at least from when I reviewed the case file, the OOP was served on June 10th, and the victim continued to receive, I believe, numerous letters and emails threatening death. And there was actually a witness, I believe, of the victim who witnessed the defendant, leaving those communications for the victim.
Thank you.
Your Honor, none of that's charged here.
Well, there is the aggravated harassment date that I'm seeing is June 21st, and the OOP was served on June 10th. So,
right.
I'm going to order the $50,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, James Coughlin. Do not go to his residence or workplace, contact him on the phone or any other form of contact. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 24th. All right, you should be hearing from your attorney soon, ma'am. You're excused.
Garcia. Let's stand up.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
My name is Luis Rodolfo Garcia, tercero.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got new felony charges of armed robbery with a deadly weapon, possession of narcotic drug, possession of narcotic paraphernalia, And then I'm also seeing you on some misdemeanors. We'll deal with those next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So, sir, because you were on release for a felony and picked up new felony charges, the state is asking that you be held without bond. And so that's going to be my order. And we'll have a no bond hearing next week in Superior Court on December 19th at 2:30 in the afternoon. Preliminary hearing date will be December 24th. And then on these misdemeanors, the new charge is disorderly conduct. And then you've got warrants. Actually, it looks like you were just seen, so these didn't get a chance to be in warrant status yet. You were just seen on the 10th, 4 days ago, for all of these charges involving theft, shoplifting. That theft is from September 13th of this year, then shoplifting from November 6th of this year, and then drug paraphernalia and prescription drug charges from November 8th of this year. All right, so we're going to consolidate all of those cases. I'll arraign you on the new charge. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you and advise you that you have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So on these charges, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. But if you were to post that bond, you're not going to get out right now because of the no bond hold on your felony matter. I am ordering that you not return to any of the incident locations, and you'll be seen by video on December 24th at 1:45 in the afternoon in City Court. You understand all of that, sir?
After the 24th, is it possible to have all there?
Well, you're on the 24th, you're going to city court, and I'm holding you on a $500 bond on those matters. The judge could take up your bond at that time. But as to your felony, you're being held without bond, and I'll see you in Superior Court next week on the 19th to talk about whether or not the state's going to continue to ask for you to be held without bond, or whether or not we'll place a bond at that point. All right? Okay, you're excused.
Garcia. Then Gavino. That's Gavino. That's not you. What's your last name? You know. Yeah, well, it's. Yeah, they skip over Gavino. Then what you know. We can't get them.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Or ma'am, can I get your full name?
Sheldon Holman.
All right, Ms. Tillman, I'm seeing you this morning in charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. However, the state has moved to dismiss that charge without prejudice, so I am going to order that be dismissed. And you'll be released as to that charge. However, there is a warrant out of Superior Court that we need to deal with. That is for dangerous drug possession, drug paraphernalia, ag DUI, for going the wrong way on the highway. And those charges are alleged to have occurred on April 25th of last year. And then a warrant issued when you did not appear at your arraignment. So, and it looks like this was a dismissal and then a refile. Are you still living on Calle Luna?
No,
Where are you living now?
it's at Colossal Cave, Old Colossal Cave Road.
Okay. So, ma'am, the state's okay with you being released to pretrial services, but I'm gonna next week that you have to get to. Can you do that? It's gonna be next Friday. That's December 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon in Superior Court. That's gonna be in front of me. If you are not at that hearing, I'm very likely going to issue a warrant for your arrest, and you likely will not get another chance to be out of custody without a bond. Do you understand? All right, so we'll appoint the legal defender's office and order release to pretrial services, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. And I'll see you in court next Friday, the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, ma'am?
All right, thank you.
You're excused. Thank you.
Lado?
Your Honor, we'll get to Mr. Gavino when we can get the jail staff to get him out of the room. That's why we're just gonna go on. Coleman? Coleman? Have a seat right here. Right here, please. No, we can't do that. The right front of the door.
All right.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Melissa Marie Lovato.
Can you say that again?
Melissa Marie Lovato.
Okay, Ms. Lovato, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You were arrested on possession of a dangerous drug, but the state has moved to dismiss that charge without prejudice. So that's going to be my order as to that charge. However, there are a number of other things that we need to deal with. You've got a warrant out of Superior Court for possessing prison contraband or taking contraband into the facility, dangerous drug, narcotic drug, drug paraphernalia. Those are allegations from September 14th of this year.
That was an accident.
And then there are city court warrants. It's like one from this year and then some old, a couple 2019 and a 2019. And Judge Maldonado wants you held on a bond on those, and the state is asking for a $10,000 bond on the felony warrant. Let me just look at the trial to see what happened. It looks like released to pretrial in September, did not stay in contact, so did not come to court. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, if you're inclined to hold her on a bond on the misdemeanors, then we'd be asking for a lower bond on the felony. I don't believe 10,000 is necessary, given that this is a personal possession case. I don't know the facts, but it seemed like nothing extremely serious. She's also been homeless for the last 10 years, so she doesn't have any significant financial history. She doesn't have any prior felony convictions at 45 years old. So given those factors, we'd be asking for a $2,000 bond.
Okay, I'll order a $2,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. And public defender is appointed, and arraignment is scheduled for December 20th at 1:30. in Superior Court. And then on the city court matters, I'm going to order a $1,000 cash or secured bond. City public defender is appointed there, and video review will be on December 24th at 1:45. If you were to post the bonds, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on January 16th at 9:30 in the morning. And you would need to get to your arraignment next week in Superior. All right, ma'am, that's all. You're excused.
Brian,
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Brian Brandon Michael Redondo.
Mr. Redondo, I am seeing you this morning on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So, sir, it appears that you might be eligible for a drug diversion program where if you go to court next week and you participate in some drug treatment, you could possibly have these drug charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. Are you interested in that?
Yeah.
All right.
Interested in it.
The state's okay with you being released to pretrial services, so that's what I'm going to order. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs. We'll set that hearing. Actually, it's not next, wait, let's see. Not next week, but the following week. It'll be a week from Monday. So December 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. You need to get to that hearing so you can find out whether or not you're eligible for that program, okay?
Okay.
And then council waive time for the PH.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll make that January 28th. All right, so when you get out, you're going to get in touch with pretrial services and with your attorney at the public defender, and then you're going to be in Superior Court 1 week from Monday. All right?
All right.
All right, you're excused, sir. Okay.
All set. Rivera.
Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Henry Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then there's some misdemeanors as well that we'll deal with next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. So it looks like there is a probation hold without bond at this time. So the state's asking for a $1,000 bond for time credit. Defense, did you want to be heard on that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so $1,000 cash or secured bond released pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, and we'll set a smart court hearing for December 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court, and then PH will be December 24th. All right, and then the city court.
You said September 25th, Judge?
24th.
Okay.
Yeah. All All right, so the misdemeanor charges are threats and intimidation and criminal damage. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You do have the right to remain silent. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'll advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So sir, on the city court matter, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim and that you not go to their residence or workplace. And you'll have a video review in city court on December 24th at 1:45 in the afternoon. All right, sir, you understand all of that?
Yes.
All right, you're excused. Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Gilbert Felix Van Horn.
Mr. Van Horn, I am seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. State is asking for a $50,000 bond given the history and the allegations here. Defense?
Your Honor, we'd be asking for a much lower bond. Mr. Van Horn has housing away from the victim. He couldn't get it verified because he doesn't have the phone number of his friend memorized, but he has a friend he can stay with. That friend can help him get to court. He has employment as a landscaper and he's going to be starting seasonal work soon at Edible Arrangements. So he does have employment he'd like to keep. It looks like his last felony is from 2008. And his last misdemeanor is from 2015. So it's been a while since he's had any offenses. So given that history, it looks like he's also been in Tucson for 30 years, so ties to the community. We'd be asking for no more than a $10,000 bond.
I'm gonna order a $25,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services. If that bond is posted, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, Miss Jody. Don't go to her residence or workplace. I will put in my order that you can return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So if you do post that bond, you would take my order to the nearest police station and ask them to go with you to get your things. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 24th. Right, sir, you are excused.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Cassidy Jordan, right?
Miss Wright, I'm seeing you this morning because you were charged with possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. However, the state has moved to dismiss those charges, so I'm going to order they be dismissed without prejudice, and you'll be released as to these charges. Okay?
Okay, cool. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome.
Okay.
Perfect.
So are we getting Mr. Gavino or we need to yeah, okay.
On the way.
That's good. They're gonna be all. Yeah.
Hello.
I heard you.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name? Mr. Gavino, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got new charges of burglary in the second degree, threats and intimidation, and criminal damage. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. You've also got warrants. You've got a warrant out of justice court for a 2020 DUI. And then you have a new charge out of justice court also from yesterday of criminal trespass in the first degree. I'm just looking to see if these are different locations. So the state recommended pretrial, but I've got some concerns. I can't tell if these are the same locations, but the felony burglary involves allegations of messing with somebody's trailer and taking things and threatening to kill the homeowner. And then on this misdemeanor criminal trespass, I think it's from a different location, but the same day, involving messing with somebody's property again, getting into a altercation.
The state didn't realize that aspect of it, Judge, just looking at the pretrial report. I had just assumed it was from the same, location, but that definitely changes the perspective a bit there.
So, defense, what's your position?
Your Honor, I understand your concerns. However, he wasn't charged with aggravated assault. He's charged with a burglary in the second degree and a couple of misdemeanors. So while I understand the allegations seem very serious, the law enforcement who was present didn't charge them in such a way. They charged them with these level of severity, which I think says more about what they saw at the investigation, what the actual threats were, his harm to the potential victim in the community. I'd also like to point out he doesn't have any priors at 27. He doesn't have any felony priors. He doesn't have an active NVCA flag. He's only scoring a 2 on both of the scales. So he's scoring a level 1, and this is considered a nonviolent offense by pretrial. So I understand your concerns, but I do think that pretrial services is appropriate, looking at his case as a whole.
Can you tell me anything about his living situation?
Just a moment, Your Honor, I'll look. And I'll ask. Okay. He is somewhere he can stay, Your Honor. He says they're a good influence. They can get him to court, should help him stay out of trouble and follow all his release conditions.
I'm going to order a $500 cash or secured bond on the new charges and release to pretrial if that bond is posted. No contact of any kind with any alleged victims. Don't go to the incident location. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 24th. And so since he'll be in custody if all right, and then on the justice court matters, I'm going to order $250 cash or secured bonds on each of those. Appoint Peter Gutierrez. No contact with any alleged victims. Don't return to any incident locations. And video review will be on Monday, the 16th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in justice court. All right, that's all your excuse, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.